foremost, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kamadash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, season the truth as the city, and also who will. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect in the scattered four corners of the earth, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native American Indians, the true Israelites that's coming out, the elect nation of Israel that the Lord is dealing with. Alright, so this is the brother Yawanathan coming out of Great Millstone, Detroit. Just back at you with another lesson. And I'm titled this, Watch Who You Offend. Alright, because you got a lot of people that's all gas, no brake. They don't want to be, so-called punk ass, or, where it comes to a point where they feel some type of way, but they have to do something. And sometimes, it's good to take a loss. Sometimes it's good to, accept defeat, right? Get this one. Let's write this, because yes, the Lord is dealing with Israel, but on this side, 2/3 have to be cut off. The 2/3 of the nation of Israel have to be cut off. But, only, the elect is going to be saved. Getting into, the Matthew the 24th chapter, but 2/3 of our people got to be cut off just because they don't want to come back and serve the Lord or do the will of the Lord. Alright? So, I got Matthew 18 in verse 6. But whosoever shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, I'll read it again. But whosoever offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. And that's cold. That's a terrible way to go out. Basically, you just wrapping basically a noose around your neck. You on the sea, and you just take this millstone, you throw it out to the sea. You're gonna drown. And if you actually think about it, I remember in times when I was a little kid, I would jump in the pool and I felt like, it's like it. I was about to die. But that was just swimming pool. That was just a swimming pool. Now imagine the sea. That is going to be more terrible. And brothers love watching, the Discovery Channel, watching the sea life, the Game to the Deep, looking at angler fishes, things like that. it's mind-boggling that how deep this it can be, but not trying to get too deep into it. Too deep, This is talking about who you're offending. Get this. That's why you gotta watch on every idle word. Watch. Who you're offending, because you don't know. Not too long ago, when we're getting into of course you don't have brotherly love, Hebrews, but you wanna not always just think that you're the one that's going through something, because you don't know if the next one is going through something. Sometimes you might want to talk then, but listen, this is one song that I love listening to. It's called One Up T. You're not the only one that's going through it, so get through it, okay? Because this song, this message, to the sincere and the ones that sincerely want deliverance and want out of this place, it's going to be the elect. These people love to suffer. These people love to, just, make excuses to not get anywhere. Basically, how I see it is the beta male spirit. But this is Matthew 24, of course, and let's get 30. Matthew 24 and 30, and it says, Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in a cloud of heaven with power and great glory. And that's your outside be talking about, coming in within the chariots, other chariots. He's going to have the fathership, coming in great glory with, the chariots, his chariots, the angels. He's coming. He's coming. He's about to flex. And it says, and he shall send his angels with a trumpet sound of, Slakia, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather the extra Slakia. Let's go back to the top. And it says, and then shall appear the signs of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, because you're going to have a lot of bloodshed. It's going to be like from the 12 tribes, from to Esau, to Moab, to Jacob. It's going to be a lot of bloodshed. There's going to be people who didn't hearken. Of course, like I said, 2/3 in these other heathen nations that's over here partaking in, the philosophies of this nation, basically the abomination of America, the vibrations of Esau, that's going to have to die for the abomination that they've done. The wickedness, basically. They're going to have to pay. That's why it says that the tribe shall mourn. Isaiah, 66 and 16, if I'm not mistaken. Please, just roughly paraphrasing. Yep, it says Isaiah 66 and 16. For by fire, by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Alright, so there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. So when you get into the Amos, woe to he that desires the day of the Lord, because people don't know. A lot of people think when the Lord returns, it's just going to be, unicorns, rainbows, and candy canes. No. I do admit I'm a little vexed, but that don't excuse me from doing work. I'm fearful. So this, but hey, let's continue doing the work. Don't excuse you. Because, example, like I said earlier, I'm not the only one that's going through it. So get through it. I'm gonna push this word the right way and correct way. Let's lock in. Let's just do the elect. Because they're the ones that's going to hear this word and do the will. There we go. This is just something that adds on to my point. Romans 12 and 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove that it's good and it's acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. So main point is that we're supposed to be on the highways and byways, doing things that hey, to other people it's a spectacle. Yeah, who them dudes in dresses? No, we're confessing to everybody, and that's why I got into when I looked at the book of Amos. He just wasn't just prophesying and talking to just Israel. He was talking about everybody. He was, hey, Moab, hey, Esau, hey, Israel. She was prophesying and rebuking everybody. Right? So that's in these times, we're talking about Israel getting right. We're talking about the judgments of the heathens that done these abominations to the children of Israel. It says, be not conformed to this world, but ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. So, it's more than just that. is not just prophesying on highways and byways. It's the way you conduct yourself. On the highways and byways is more than just preaching the word. What are you doing? On your just normal life. Are you still being a nigga at the end of the day? Drinking 40s. You're prophesying, but you back to 2/3 mode when the surveillance is not hitting you. Things like that. Because, like I said, if you a true man, a diligent man, you would definitely resonate and hear the words of this gospel. Because I had meditations. I was meditating, which I shouldn't have done. And just the compare and contrast of when I being amongst the churches versus being amongst the true elders and apostles and the teachers on down with the truth. So this is Revelation, the 14th chapter. One of my favorite books in Revelations. Alright, this Revelations 14. It says, and if I heard a voice from heaven, and the voice of many waters, and the voice of a great trumpeter, and a voice, and I heard the voice of a harping with their harps. Verse 3, and there sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts, and the elders, and no man could learn. And it says, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. The 144,000 is talking about the elect. Okay, they're going to understand the wisdom knowledge, understanding of the Most High and the breakdowns of these scriptures. All right, this side is going to be for the elect. All right, that's why 2/3 of our people. This is all for Israel's sake. But on this side, it's going to be for the elect, because 2/3 of our people are not going to hearken and they're not going to listen. Okay, they still want to be, a nigga in the world. Yes, Israel is going to basically prosper into the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, they're going to have shame on them, but yes, they're going to be a part of the kingdom of heaven through the loins of the elect. Oh, and that if I didn't say this earlier, Slakia, that new song is basically talking about the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. All right, when you look at or hear, when you see the prophets on the highways and byways, and that goes for me, but being humble, it was something different. It was something I didn't hear about, because when you get into the scriptures, it's always smooth. You about to get a car, you about to get a house, you about to get a husband. It was just always prosperity, good things. No, generations to come. All right. So this is just a very serious. It was on my live. This is very serious. And even, you know, sometimes the sober can't even get into it. But this is detrimental times. Pushing that warning, Lord willing, I pray, you know, that this video is edifying. And again, all honor, glory, and praises go on to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash. And again, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who see this truth and sincerity. So, you know, to those scattered abroad, four corners of the earth, which is the hopeful elect. Just want to close out and say shalom, and I hope this video was edifying. Close out.